All right, welcome back into the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay here for another Golden Tee Daily Contest live stream. This week, our Throwback Thursday contest is the beautiful Falcon sands, going back a few years into the archive for this beauty right here. So far, let's pull up the scores. Scores are looking good on this week's daily contest for Throwback Thursday. Par should be 28 for this course. It looks like, actually might be 26, 27 today. Have not played this course yet, so you guys are watching very first Falcon Sands game of the day. There's one hole in particular, I believe it's 13 or 14. I have the Zero Hybrid packed into my bag. It is the shot through, what would you call it? Through the pyramid to get an eagle. Actually, the first hole, first par 4 that I ever hit for a hole and win many years ago. And hopefully, we can have a couple aces again here today. So, if this is the first time you've ever watched a stream, thanks for joining us. If you've never played the daily contest before, any 2019 commercial unit online in a state that you can play for prizes, you'll have the daily contest as an option. So you just select your number of golfers, choose online, give me a really nice kick, no kick, select online for prizes, and then go to daily contest. Wasn't sure how to feel about that chip because I'm a little rusty. It's been about a week since I've played, been busy, but so far, so good. And as always, with the daily contest, you can play as many times as you want in the 24-hour period. So it is what? 1 o'clock, so you have about, what is that, 11 hours if I was good at math. 11 hours to get out, play as many games as you want, use this live stream, or if you're watching it in a couple hours from now, use this archive video as a tool. Watch some of the shots that I hit if they go well. If I go in the cup, get a birdie, eagle, or maybe an ace or two, hey, go ahead, follow me along the course. But if I start hitting the water and missing chips, which I can already tell you is most likely going to happen, then just do the exact opposite of what I do. But I, speak to you guys every once in a while through, Golden Tee's social media channels, personal pages. A lot of you are close friends of mine. Keep in contact. But whether you're a new fan or somebody who's been around the game for a while, the one thing that we do constantly here with these live streams is that you guys actually find it really helpful, and the shot feedback meter is something that you guys pay attention to. So, if you're watching through, whether it's live or later, make sure you pay attention to that shot feedback meter. See, exactly how I'm pulling back and hitting the trap ball forward. Are there shots where I'm not pulling back at all and I'm just going forward? Most of the time we'll talk through those, but in case you don't hear me say it, watch on the trackball feedback meter. This hole, pretty straightforward, par 5. This is actually a pretty nice look at it, so you can just high tee a 9.5 degree driver, smash it through. Some of the farther tee boxes in that square actually have you butting up closer to the water, but thankfully today's contest, don't have to worry too much about it. Somehow my partial spin kicked back, but able to stay on the fairway there, on the fringe there for birdie. All right, perfect. Looks like our friends on Twitch and YouTube are joining us as well. Not the best setup here. There are times with the right equipment and the right, if we were farther in the corner of the tee box, you could actually get to the green in one there. Jason, Zach, Rob, John Remmel, Hannah, if you're still watching, Kirk, Dave Sandmeyer, Jason, all you guys just looking at the Facebook side now, thanks for joining us. This is the first game, so we're not going to try it yet, but if things start to turn, we may try and crush a high tee driver just to see if we can get on the green in one. I have not seen any YouTubes of it yet, so I don't think anybody has actually conquered it. But there's still 11 hours left, and you never know what can happen with the way some of you crazy and dedicated players play.
I think it's going to be short.
Also, tomorrow, Freaky Friday, it is the risk versus reward. So, high scoring opportunity, but is it worth is that potential eagle or double eagle worth a birdie or a par, or even worse if you end up in the water? Find out tomorrow, which we will be doing a live stream sometime in the afternoon as always, but it'll be fun. All right, so hole 7 here. I'm most likely just going to hit a 10.5 degree driver, pull it back to in between the BC and hit it out. Your other option is to high tee a 3-wood and go through this gap, but because of where the tee box is, I'm just going to tee it over to the right. I'm not going to high tee it, and I'm just going to crush it. Main thing here is that you can see how sloped this green is. I just want to get up there and putt for eagle, and it's a lot easier to putt an up 4 shot versus a down 4, 5, or 6 or more. No 11-hour stream here, Corey. I do not have the stamina to do that. I don't know if I can handle all of your guys' fun jokes and comments, but we'll go for about an hour here, see how things go. Hole 8, I'm not sure why. This is always one of my favorite par 3s to play in closest to the pin. I think it's because of how that green is sloped up, and with a 3 hybrid or a 5 hybrid, depending on the pin setup. I'm just going to push this forward. Now notice how I didn't pull it back. You just want to catch that green and go up. Zach, hopefully we can spare you some of those clubs or some of those balls and tees. So far, I like this setup. I can't imagine I'm going to water it too many times, but I'm sure I'll eat those words when it comes to the back 9. So hole 9, a little bit longer look here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tee it in this top corner here, and I'm just going to go for a big C3. Did not get all of it there, only 141. I think I came down on the trackball a bit much. But the main thing here is you want to get a clear look at the green. See, I've got a nice 3-wood. I could even hit a 5 with bite, but I'm clear of those trees, which is why I did that C3 over to the left-hand side of the green. Just do a soft 3-wood that hopefully clears everything. Look at that. Might be better off hitting a hard 5-wood with backspin. But again, it doesn't matter as long as you're putting in for eagle, and then boom. Look at that. Clean front 9. Birdies and eagles where appropriate. The one potential is that hole 5 or 6. I don't remember what the number is. The one that might be drivable if you're using streaks. We'll see there. Hole 10. Do not overthink this hole, and I say that from years of experience because I know when this was 2011, when this course was in play, I did this a lot. A little bit of a tough pin. Pin's tucked in the top right corner there, and that 11-mile-an-hour wind's going to make it a little tricky, but just going to tee a 5 hybrid high, or 5-wood high. I'm going to pull it out to the C, hit it out to the 3. Don't want to crush it, but you want to hit it pretty hard. My hope is that I can get at least a 5 or a 3 bird because that hybrid comes in a little bit lower than an iron. So I was farther than I expected, but still not an awful shot. Just going to play into the wind a little bit and hope. Actually worked out pretty well.
Whoa, just bombing that flag stick.
Stephen Williams, thoughts on the mobile app? Well, I feel like anything I say is going to be biased. It's something that, I've tested a lot over the last few months. I actually have yet to get back in it since they made their latest changes. But I know the couple hundred players that have the Android beta have been really excited about it. A lot of positive feedback, some negative feedback, but that's the point of this beta. We want to get all the truthful, honest feedback before we do a full launch sometime in the summer. So more coming on that over the next few weeks. Maybe even a video or 2 tomorrow. We'll see how you guys behave throughout this live stream. So hole 11, par 3. you need to be careful here. I'm sure, hopefully, most of you have seen this in closest to the pin. The elevation change is major here, which is why I'm not going to hit a 6-wood. I am just going to play it safe because we're clean through 11 holes. I'm going to tee a 3 hybrid over to the left. Not going to change the height at all. Not even going to put spin on it. I'm literally just going to hit it. I just want it to catch the green and just roll towards the hole. I could have gotten a little more aggressive there, but was worried about going too far. Now you got to be careful with that down 7. I pushed it a little bit harder than I had planned on, but anytime it's down 5 or more, you notice I pull the trackball to the C, helps slow the mechanisms down in the trackball bit, and hopefully prevent your ball from rolling over. Don't ask me, you'd have to ask Jim Zielinski. Not sure why, but the top of these are unplayable. I know I have gone and hit those thinking, well, this is an easy birdie, boom, and then I get an unplayable lie. So be careful, and that's why we're just going to go to a 3-wood, high tee, and we're just going to crush it right over onto the fairway. The wind is setting us up perfectly. You don't have to worry too much except for the wind in your face. We're going to actually just go right at it because the wind is so generous. Came out a little hot, but putting in, stop, perfect. Putting in for birdie. David Bishop, I must not be looking at the comments first enough because I'm not sure how that was an easy hole-in-one hole. I'm sure you're just giving a hard time, but appreciate the banter. All right. Now this is an interesting hole, par 5, a really short par 5, but as you can tell, big giant pyramids, or whatever you want to call that thing, right in the middle of your face. Typically, my suggestion is going to the top left area of the fairway when the wind is blowing to the right. Because it's blowing out to the left now, gonna have to think about this a bit more. I'm going to high tee my driver. I'm going to spin the trackball to A1. So when you hear myself or other players at tournaments and on live stream say, you know, when I say I hit an A1, I usually pull it out to the A and hit it to the 1. When players say a spinny A1, it means you're literally just going to spin it back, and while the ball's spinning, you hit it out to A1. Don't know why we do it. Sometimes you get a bit more distance on it. It's more of a personal preference. But 322 with grabbers and a 9.5 degree driver. We're trying to get the top right of the fairway to have some pretty easy shot for eagle, approach shot. So let's see. I got most of that. I got 353. So I think that's actually going to work out pretty dang well. Now if you see, I've got a little bit of a wind to the left and a 9-iron. Now, the nice thing about this pyramid is that it's pretty easy to hit over from the sides here. I might have hit that too soft. No? No? Perfect. All right. Just like that, putting in for eagle. Here we go. Hole 14 is the one I was talking about. This drivable par 4. Many different options here. Actually, the 6-wood high does not sound like an awful. That might even be an 8-wood high. Does not sound awful, but you've got to worry about these trees right here. A lot of times you can do a 6-wood around, or an 8-wood, or a 5-wood. It really is just personal preference, but with that wind blowing to the left, makes it a little bit more difficult. So, gosh, it's been so long since I've hit this shot, but we are just going to try the low O-bird. I can't remember if low is the right way to go, so we're going to go medium. Main thing here, you want to get through there, get on the green. You also don't want to crush it too hard because you want to hit those rocks and trickle towards the hole. So let's... Alright, so the problem with that shot, it's not awful. I hit it too soft. It'll be okay because we can chip it. So if we watch the shot, so I hit it too soft, and what it did was it bounced and hit inside. So that was my problem there, but still a nice, we're going to go 3 hybrid this time. Still a decent chance for to chip in for eagle. Again, first round for me, so I'm playing it safe. Go medium, zero bird there. I'm going to hit it a little bit harder and also watch the way I pull back for the second game, and hopefully we can get eagle there. Another hole that if this is a newer course to you or you haven't seen too often, can seem a bit tricky with all these pyramids going on. But honestly, it's one of those that's pretty simple. 15-mile-an-hour wind is going to work to our advantage. It's going to blow towards the green with that middle pin. Now, just pay attention to that green slope. It's up 5, left 7. So that's why I'm going to the 5 wood. I'm just going to pull it back to the right, hit it out to the left. Not as much, did not hit that out as far as I wanted to, but we're still putting in for birdie. Be careful if you end up here. Just because of that extreme slope, I got really lucky with that putt, but we're going to roll with it. Par 5. Hole 16, the final par 5 of the game. Usually, your best course of action is to lay up in between this pyramid in the water on the fairway, and then you're going to have a shot right over the green. Actually, because of that huge wind, that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm just taking my 5 wood. I just want to lay up. You don't want to get too close to these beautiful, beautiful pyramids and buildings from years and years and many years ago. You want to stay far enough back where I think I should be good to clear it. I'm a little concerned. I'm actually going to hit a 6 wood extra. I'm going to hit a 6 wood release just to be safe. But that's why, ideally, you want to be somewhere in here. Obviously not on the rough, on the pyramid, or in the water, but a little bit farther back so you can use that wind to your advantage. Now, I hit that pretty hard, but I wanted to be careful. So that ended up really well, but I want to show you the shot. So I clubbed down to the 6 wood, which actually was probably the smartest move. It was hard to catch, but I barely got over that first little building there. So always try to get as close to that pyramid on the tee shot as possible. Yes, hole 17. Actually, a really nice look here to play it safe. And because we're doing well, we're going to just put release on it. We're going to just softly push it to the left. And boom. So you're taking, obviously the closer you get to that pin, the better you are going to be because you're going to cut out some of that up and left slope. Now this is where it gets tricky. So obviously hole 18 is usually difficult. You've got a somewhat middle of the green pin, which is great, but you have a 16-mile-an-hour wind blowing out, which is pretty difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my tee to the top right, keep a medium tee. I'm using a 6 wood with grabbers. My hope is that I'm going to hit it hard enough that I catch the green but get past this little bunker. Because if you hit this wall, and hopefully because of the 6 wood, if you hit that wall and get stuck close to it, then you're looking at trying to chip out of that sand and then chip on the green, which is going to be even more difficult with this wind. So we're going to see, I think I missed the trackball there, and exactly what I just talked about is exactly what happened. I could not be any closer to this wall if I tried. Now, for the heck of it, because, well, this is a good game gone bad, and I'm literally like almost inside this wall, we're just going to say, what the heck? Oh, come on. I thought I hit it harder than that. Alright, so I was trying to be fancy and get a decent shot, but we're just going to get on the green, walk away with our par. Did not walk away with our par. I was kind of over that shot after getting stuck inside the wall. So par is 26 on the course today. So we're going to have to take advantage of hopefully hole 5 or 6 if that's drivable, and then holding out some of the more difficult setups. Steve Sears, I'm not sure how you are a top fan, but thanks for being here. All right, make sure you got the same club set. and we are off. So ended that game pretty bad, but the fact that it took me until hole 18 to screw up is I'm absolutely okay with that. Now hole 1 sets up pretty nice. I'm sure there's a handful of people out there that have already holed this out or that will over the next few hours. By the way, I forgot to mention earlier, $1,631 in the prize pool today. So definitely some good moolah there. I think it's a 140 something top prize. We pay 300 spots, so no matter what, whether you play a few games, one game with your buddies, 2, 3, 4, whatever, as long as you get in one of those top 300 spots, you're going to get some money back. And of course, the enjoyment and fun of getting out there and playing Golden Tee. These par 3s do set up pretty well to hole out, so hopefully, I think the release is going to get me there. Hopefully, whether you see me do it in the live stream or you guys go out on your own and do it, at least 2 of these set up pretty straightforward from what I remember from our stream earlier. I know hole 6 is definitely doable. Alright, this has got a chance. I don't know why, but I always love this left 6 green. Come on, give me some stop. Ah, almost. Definitely will take the great shot points. Would have preferred the double eagle, but beggars can't be choosers. Kirk Wookie, ahead of the game, but as he mentioned in the comments, so Design a Hole contest was supposed to go until this Sunday. We've got about 150, actually probably more than 150 Design a Hole submissions this year. We're extending the contest another year, or that would be fun. Extending the contest another week, so instead of it being the 14th, it's going to end on Sunday the 21st, so you've got an additional week and a few extra days, what 10 days to spend some time and get those designs in. You know what? For the heck of it, we're going to try this. Ah, dang it. So I was worried about that, but it's okay. Had to go for it. I think with the streaks, you might actually be able to get up there. But the potential is definitely there for... Oh, come on. That would have been a great way to save birdie. Potential is definitely there to get on the green or get close. Kirk, max number of designs, I'd have to say 200, 250. It varies from year to year. I can't remember. But we are close to that number. I know last year, because some people submitted like 50 design holes just for themselves, that bumped our numbers last year for sure. But still, about 10 days to get those designs in. Make sure, as you guys are finishing up your taxes, if you haven't done them already, I think it's Monday is the last day. Good luck. I got to remember to send my state ones in, so hopefully this video will remind me. But when you're doing your taxes, you're filling out your forms. If you're still doing them manually, take out a pencil, grab an extra piece of paper. Hell, draw your design a hole on your tax return form, but then don't send it in to us. Sketch it on there, and then sketch it on some clean paper, because we don't need to see that information. We don't need that information unless you're going to give us some free money. I mean, if you want to donate, make these streams even cooler than they are, hey, I'm not going to say no. I think I've put my PayPal email address out on these streams a few times as a joke. Somebody might do it. But hole 7, 2 options here. You can either go right at the hole, or in some setups go through this this little opening there. Just like the last game, I'm just going to take my 10.5 degree driver, move the tee over to the far right. No high tee, because I want to make sure I keep that backspin. And I'm going to basically just go right at it. Hit that a little bit harder than last time. But you're still putting in for eagle. Hopefully. I haven't missed a putt yet. Just a chip. Thank you, Corey. It does not really help me to give me a reminder to send in my state taxes if I'm in the middle of a live stream, but I appreciate it. Friend, drink on me next time I see you. Stephen Williams, I hate to say it, but there are a lot of people that always say they will eventually submit a design hole. I know for years I did that. You really just gotta... Oh, that was awful. Sorry, that was an awful shot. You just gotta sit down and just start drawing something, whether it's on the computer or on paper. Pro tip, if you design your design hole on paper, graph paper, napkins, whatever, and you're drawing in pencil, please, from the bottom of my heart, make sure that your design is dark enough to be seen, but also scanned in, because it is really hard to see some of these great designs, because once they get scanned into the computer to go in our PowerPoint, it's hard to read some of these. So the darker, the more legible, the better chances you have of getting in. If you want to put color in it, you'll be our best friend. But make sure that your designs are drawn dark enough that we can actually see them. You know, when we have hundreds of submissions, we've only got a few minutes with each of these, so gotta be thinking about that though in the long run. All right, hole 10. Same thing as last time. We're gonna tee high driver with roll to the top right, spinny C3. The point here is you want to get out as far as you can to avoid those big trees here on Falcon Sands. Now last time I hit a soft 3-wood. This time we're going to just hit 5-wood with bite. I think I might have pulled that a little bit, but we're okay. Still putting in for eagle. Doug, the best putting lesson I can give you is don't rely on your putting. Get closer to the hole. The closer you are to the hole, the better you're going to be off, because putting is sometimes difficult. So the closer you get to the hole, the less you have to putt, the better you will be. And that's your lesson for the day. All right, so this time I hit it a little bit softer because I wanted to have that 5 or 3 wood or 3 hybrid to go at the pin. Kind of got in between, but almost an ultra shot, but it worked out pretty well. Jason Lociavo, Danny Boy, good to see you guys on YouTube. Jason, I'm sorry, I'm not going to play events mode so you can basically figure out how to play. All right, but maybe we'll see. Hole 11, par 3, huge elevation change. If you can't tell that there's a huge elevation change here, we've got a problem. So what I did, just like before, I teed over to the left. I'm using my 3 hybrid, no spin, medium tee. Excuse me. I'm just going to hit it out there, hit it out a little bit farther left than I wanted to. I'm going to have a nastier putt, but here's your putting lesson, Doug. But with this hole, you want to be careful, because obviously the closer you are to the hole, the better you're going to be off. But at the same time, you got to be careful, because if you hit that downslope green with roll or release, you got a chance to just shoot down into that water. So that's kind of the hole that I'll prefer to have a little bit of a longer putt, just to be safe. Hole 12. Pro tip lesson from Kevin Lindsay: do not try to hit it on top of one of those little, I don't know what you call those, because they're unplayable. I've yet to voice my displeasures with that to Jim Zielinski, but I don't think it would matter at this point. But if you hit a high 3-wood and you just get it on the fairway, this hole sets up pretty nice with a down 5 slope. Oh, come on. No shot points there. No love. But Corey, I appreciate that. All right, hole 13, par 5. Not the easiest setup here, so we're going to tee our driver to the top left. We're going to hit a spinny A1, so we're going to pull the trackball back to the 8 and hit it as hard as you can to the 1. Got all of it that time. Might have broken the trackball. But the important thing is that you're on the fairway. You've got a slight left wind, and you can just take your 9 or 8 I missed that ball. Please be generous. Oh, of course not. I hit the one part of that pyramid that's not flat. That's all right. It was bound to happen. One part of that pyramid that wasn't flat. But that's okay. It's a par 5. Oh. Par 5, so we'll walk away with a par, but okay, sorry, just checking on some things here. All right, so last time we hit a 0 hybrid through this little opening, but hit it a little too soft and not straight enough. So this time, did the right shot. I'll press start so we get that replay. You're going to have a hell of a putt. So, Doug, here is your putting lesson. But you want to make sure... Oh, come on. All right, there we go. So I could have hit it a little bit harder. I'm going to go left click 1, right click 1. So it's basically a down green. I'm going to pull back on the C to try to slow it down a little bit. Not sure how, because the moment I hit that, I thought it was kicking out. But, hey, we put it in for eagle. That's all that I care about. Hole 15. Straightforward look, don't overcomplicate it, just get right here on the fairway. You're going to have these big pyramids in front of you, but you're going to be using a 6 or a 5 wood. I'm going to go 5 wood, pull it out to the right, hit it out a bit more to the left. This time, hit that a lot better. You got to realize it's a 15-mile-an-hour wind, so you just have to be careful. Down 8 putt, so you got to be a little careful there. Don't look at the score. Just ignore that part of it. And then before we talked about this, you want to get on the fairway. The farther you are, the better. Oh, stop. All right, we're good. The farther you are, the better. This actually might set me up pretty straight. There we go. All right, so 5 wood. I'm going to hit it clean with no spin. We're going to go right over those pyramid rock-looking things. This actually is a pretty good look. And we're putting in for eagle. So obviously, you know, the last shot I had to hit a 6 wood and barely got over some of those rocks because I was too far up on that fairway. So the closer you are to that pyramid in the water without getting in the water or on the rough, the better off you're going to be. Playing this one safe, just going 1 click over, putting a little release on it. I hit that a little bit farther to the left this time. Oh! That's, okay, well that's cool. So, next time, make sure that you actually have release on before you hit a shot thinking you have release. Otherwise, you'll end up on the unplayable rocks. Alright, we hit a 6 wood here before, but not hard enough. We're going to hopefully do better this time. So, although this should... Nope. Not safe enough. But so I hit it too soft the first time and too hard the second time. So, somewhere in between 115 and 142, or 122 and 142 is the way to go on hole 18 here. So we actually lost a stroke. I'm not sure how, but just by trying different shots here, we'll play, what are we at, half an hour? We'll play 1 or 2 more, see how it goes. But par's 26, $1,600 and some change on the line with a $140 top prize. So play as many times as you want over the next 10 and a half hours, 11 hours, whatever we're at.
This might not be what he wants. It's a nice spot, Jim. Nice indeed.
Hole 2, always like to play this one safe, especially with the pin tucked in that corner. Hit that a little bit farther left than I'd like, but you don't want to worry too much. It's a flat green here, so as long as you're really good at putting straight or almost straight, you should be good there. Alright, it's about time we hold something out. Let's see if we can get this first par 3 go. I just need you to go a little bit farther to the right. That's alright though. The fact that I got a birdie on that hole, I will be happy. The 3 or 5 hybrid is my weapon of choice when it comes to this par 5. You know, we got some great shot points, thankfully, last game. Let's see if we can maybe get a double eagle. That would be great. Hit that a little too soft. Too soft. No great shotties, but that's all right.
Let's watch the tee shot.
Always tee this one high. Just make sure you get way past that water just to be safe, rather than sorry. If you're using partial or super spin on some of your clubs like me, again, just be safe. I know earlier got lucky and got caught in the fringe because I had bite on a partial spin club, but just be mindful of the fact that on some of my clubs I have partial and super spin. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Almost got there. Come on. Ah, dang it. I don't know how. It's just like you need to have a perfect shot to get that there. Hopefully we can get on the green, or at least somewhere near the green. So I think if you're using streaks, you're most likely going to get to this green in 1. I think maybe next game before we close out, we will. Oh, come on! Next time we will use the streaks just to see if we can get a solid enough shot to catch up there. For this course, the streaks are not awful. You just have to be careful because you lose some of that backspin. I was worried that I hit that shot farther left than I wanted to, but I actually somehow hit it farther right. So we're going to whip out our rusty trusty 5 hybrid and miss our second chip. All right. One second.
Call for 1 from the tee box.
When important people text you about some other important people, sometimes you gotta interrupt what you do. So shout out to Josh Phillips and Tyler Farr, some country guys who are, I believe, in Detroit, Michigan tonight. So hopefully playing some Golden Tee. Maybe we'll get some photos from those guys. But hole 9, you just want to make sure you get around those trees. Hit that 5 wood a little too hard, but putting in for eagle, and that's the point. Putting in for eagle, and that's the point. It almost sounds like a really cool T-shirt that maybe 3 people would buy. So we tried some things. So we're, only 11. Only 11. Okay, that didn't work. Only 11 after 9. Not sure. Don't follow me on this shot. Just watch the first stream to figure out how to play hole 10. Unless this goes in, then maybe you want to randomly hit it off the rock walls. Corey, just saw your comment now. John Daly doesn't look like it's going to be able to fit in his schedule to be at the World Championships. But hopefully, sometime in the next year or two at another event, we'd love to have that guy around. Although I feel like he might be too dangerous to be around Golden Tee players. Alright, remember friendly advice here. Aim for the fairway and not the top of these pyramid things. We'll just call them pyramids, so I sound a little bit intelligent. Unplayable, so you can't hit off the top of those. One of these days, I'm going to get this shot on hole 12 in. Either that or the par 5 on hole 3 or 4. Alright, this one I think should be a bit better off than before. Yeah, look at that. 8 iron with partial spin. So we're just going to attack this aggressively and get that kick back. And thankfully, now we're putting in for eagle. All right. Just a regular zero hybrid through here. Caught the top of the pyramid, but I think that'll actually work in our favor.
It's on the green, Jim, but we'll need a GPS to get home.
So it's kind of hard to show because of the... Well, it's just kind of hard to show the inside of a pyramid. Hopefully, this putt... Oh, come on. That was awful. That should have easily been in. That's all right. All right, hole 15, you just want to be pretty straightforward, straight at it, get a wide open area over there.
Good tee shot here. Should be happy with this. He's got no excuses from this lie, Jim.
Make sure you go 5 wood. Hit that sucker far out. It's an interesting shaped green for sure, but you want to just play that up and left slope and that 15-mile-an-hour wind. Could have gone a little bit closer for some great shot points, but I guess beggars can't be choosers.
Next up, golfer 1.
All right, you want to be in this little corner back here.
That's a good drive, Peter.
Nice fairway lie.
The hope is you can just take your 5 wood. 5 wood naked, no spin, right over those. Ah, almost. Almost there. But you're still putting in for eagle, and that's the important thing. Extra pro tip: if you're going to put release on a shot, make sure that release is on before you hit the shot. Otherwise, you screw up your shot. Never experienced that before in my life. Huh. So if you putt well, your guy will be standing off the top of the pyramid. He looks crazy, looks fun, but you're putting in for birdie, and hopefully we can get on the green here. It's a little bit of a better shot, hopefully. Alright, so and this is a tough. Thankfully I have super spin on my lob wedge, so I'm just gonna whack this over. And almost come on. See, that's just the problem. Like when it slows like that and it's not in, I mean that's just disappointing. But still 22, so only a few strokes off par. We're gonna play one more game here. Let's switch over. I'll switch over to the streaks and see if we can get that extra stroke on hole 5. See if we can make it on the green in 1. We were so close with the grabbers, but I think it might be time to switch over to the streaks and see what happens.
He might hit the bunker here.
Peter, I'm happy to report that he is safe. Go for 1 to strike the ball.
Come on. Really? Oh, I thought switching to the streaks was going to be a great idea just from the get-go of, boom, a hole out in the first hole. I would have been happy. That's all right. All right, I am going to put bite on here again. You got to be real careful because we're getting the extra distance on the streaks. So I hit that a little bit softer. Hopefully that hits the fringe. Okay, I'm cool with that. You want to just roll on towards the hole. Let's check in on our friends at Twitch and YouTube. Wilmer, Freemer, hey everybody. Good to see you. I gotta go with White Castle. I'm a Chicago guy, so In-N-Out is okay when I'm out of town, but White Castle for sure. Not sure why we're talking about food, because now you're gonna get me hungry, but hey, that's alright. Alright, this has gotta go in, right? 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 Oh my gosh, really? I mean, come on. I stood there with my hands in the air like I just didn't care. That's awful. Sorry, I'm gonna need a redo on that one. Should have went in the hole. Whatever. We will take the shot points. Never turn down great shot points, that's for sure. Now this will be interesting if I hit the 5 hybrid with backspin because I'm using the streaks. It gets a little bit more distance, but not a lot of backspin. Might be the spin I need. Actually, we're going to change all those plans. We're going to go 8-iron with roll. Because why not? It's the last game. We're trying to score big, but we're trying to have some fun and learn some new shots. So why not? All right. Now, thankfully, because I'm using the streaks, I'll get some good backspin with my partial, but not... Now, you notice I got a little bit of a hop with the streaks that, with grabbers, it just hits the green and spins back. So, definitely do not mind using the streaks every once in a while. You know, the other option, you have to be really lucky, but you know what? Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to go high 10.5 degree driver with the streaks. Come on, get through there. Oh, come on. All right, so that actually might be the better play. And I thought about that before, but I didn't want to bring it up because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. And now I'm kind of stuck in this la-la land here. Stop. All right, perfect. So it's definitely... And I don't know if the streaks are obviously going to help you. You might even be able to get there with grabbers. But a 10.5 degree driver straight at it actually might be the better play. You know what? I don't want to play another full game, 2 full games, so we are going to quit out. We're going to try that again because I want to make sure that I can give you guys the best shots to walk away with. And if I need to tell you to switch to streaks and throws off everything I've just done in the first 3 streams, so be it. All right.
Welcome to Falcon Sands. We've got ideal weather for today's round.
Let's try this. Let's make sure we're on... Pretty sure it held us to the grabbers, or excuse me, streaks. So we'll stick with that. But I think as soon as I started looking at that hole 7, I think that might be the better play. Is that 10.5 degree driver? You have to really funnel it through. You have to really funnel it through the little gap in the pyramid. But I missed it by what, an inch or two? Nothing crazy there. Justin Souders, thank you for joining us. I'm not sure. I haven't been paying too much attention to the weather, but are you guys getting some heavy weather up there in Colorado? I know the weather's screwed up all over the place. We just had 70s on Tuesday, snow yesterday, some significant, nothing sticking, but some significant snowfall or snow flakes falling from the sky. And then today it's cold this morning, 70s this afternoon, and then potential thunderstorms and severe weather later. So we're all over the place in Chicago, as usual. All right, I like this shot. I liked it more last game when I was a foot or a couple inches away, but that's okay. The important thing here is we're trying to get an extra stroke on hole 7, sometimes very rare drivable par 4. Sometimes you just gotta multitask, right? All right. We tried this last game, didn't hit it out far enough. I think we got a better chance here. Not enough spin, but almost. This is some really good customer service, by the way. The fact that I'm literally playing a live stream and trying to find somebody's player account for them. So if you guys ever, never can accuse me of not going above and beyond for you crazy players.
Stayed up a long time.
Yeah, he's hitting from the carpet here.
That's a nice shot indeed.
All right, 1 second.
That's in the hole. Great birdie.
All right, number 6, let's knock this out really quick. I will help a friend out later. So top left corner, or, well, yeah, top left corner, I guess. High tee, 10.5 degree driver. You want to hit it through that little gap. Oh, I like that. There we go. Come on. Oh, come on. No, really? No, don't. No. At least stay dry. All right, so it's definitely there. The streaks absolutely help you to potentially get there. I'm not quitting out again. I can't do it. It's killing me. But definitely an extra stroke. An extra stroke you can get there if you hit it hard enough and if you can aim it well enough. But not there for me today. That's okay, though. Now let's just hope that switching to the streaks is not going to throw off anything else that that we've talked about so far.
He puts the brakes on it.
Yep, already thrown it off. That's all right. I knew once I tried going for hole 6 that my whole game was going to be thrown off, but it's definitely worth the look.
He made it on.
And that's the nice thing. Again, you guys hear me say this all the time, but with the daily contest, you can play as many times as you want up until the contest is over at 11:59 p.m. So, if you watch this video, if you're out there playing with your buddies, you do what I did and you accidentally hit the pyramid and you don't get the extra, don't get the eagle opportunity. It's only 6 holes. Just go ahead and quit out, start a new game. Yes, it will cost you another couple dollars to play again, but you're looking at an extra stroke could potentially win you, $10, $20 or more if it helps set you apart from the rest of the daily contest leaderboard.
This line just stinks.
All right, perfect. 3 hybrid is the club I wanted to hit with.
It might not
A
clear.
little bit farther, pushed out a little bit farther to the right than I wanted,
See how he avoided that?
but still able to walk away with birdie. Hole 11, tee it to the left, no spin because of that elevation change. You want to basically let that wind play into effect. Normally on hole 11 there was a bit stronger of a wind, but today's contest it got a light wind on hole 11, so it actually works to your advantage. Help you play safe.
Ready to tee off. It's golfer 1.
Usual here, high T3 wood. Do not land it on the top of those little pyramids that, as I almost just did, because they are unplayable. And you're going to swear at Golden Tee and at Jim Zielinski, and it's just not conducive to what we're trying to do here. So hit it in the fairway. You got a really nice approach shot with a 5 or a 3 hybrid, depending on how hard you hit your tee shot. And most of these greens, as you guys have seen, are sloped down, so you can play off the spin pretty well if you're using backspin or grabbers.
Taking Miss Daisy for a long drive.
And now, golfer
All right, we're going to try 9 iron, hope for the best. Actually, it worked out really well. This might go in. Come on. See, if I was using grabbers, that would have went in. Not sure why I got great shot point jag there, but that's okay. So because we're using streaks, we're going to get a little bit less backspin than normal, so we got to be careful when hitting the 0 bird. So I tried to cut it. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to catch the green. Looks like at the very end, my ball hit the right side of that little funnel.
Launch it if you get
So unfortunately, it killed the distance and the momentum we had going forward. But definitely eagle there once you get that shot. I think you could also do a low 3 wood if you don't have the 0 hybrid in your bag. It's really personal preference.
a nice, well-placed drive, Jim. The line is good. Let's watch the shot.
I clubbed up to the 3 wood, knowing that I was going to kind of cut the ball into the wind to take off some distance, just to be safe. Now with streaks, you do have to be very careful because grabbers roll over every once in a while. You guys have seen that happen to me before, but the streaks definitely roll over. So on some of these holes, you got to be super careful that you putt as soft as possible, or just get yourself closer to the hole. All right, this is the last chance here. We're going out with a bang on these last 3 holes. I really like this, actually. Come on. Come on, turn! Turn, you son of a gun. All right, so we got great shot points. No hole in one, or excuse me, no double eagle. I thought I had it, but that's okay. We got some extra great shot points, and because we were farther away, kind of bumped it up for us. I'm going to carefully hit release on hole 17 here. I like this. Come on, this would be a great send-off. Ugh. Never hit roll on the shot unless you know that the cup is going to get in your way, because you will go flying off that green and you'll definitely regret it. Now, the one trade-off of getting the extra stroke on hole 7 is you got to be careful with hole 18, because the streaks are going to spin even less. Now, it doesn't matter because I've yet to hit the green on the first shot because I'm an awful player, apparently. But you got to make sure that you're willing to deal with the spin, the lack of spin that you get when you hit the green. Also, if you hit the pyramid rock walls, you lose all of your spin. So just be aware of that, as I just remembered. Oh, okay. All right, well, as much as I would love to play another game and embarrass myself even more, 4 games, 3 games with grabbers, 1.5-ish with streaks. If you want to get an extra stroke or 2, hole 7, if you use a 10.5 degree driver, you might be able to get it on the green in 1. You got to hit it pretty hard and hope for the best. I know I was not able to get there close 3 times, but no cigar. Looks like 26 under par, 27 if you can get hole 7 that we were just talking about. $1,600 prize pool for today, $140 top prize. You have, what is that, 10 hours, barely under 10 hours. It ends 12 a.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. Excuse me. Risk reward Freaky Friday tomorrow, so that'll be exciting, fun to play out. We'll definitely stream that in the early afternoon. Design hole contest is extended through Sunday, April 21st, so make sure you get those designs in, paper, napkins, paper machete, however you build your shot or build your design hole, dream hole. Send it to us, design-a-hole@itsgames.com, or go to Golden Tee for more information. So, from the Golden Tee Lounge, until tomorrow, Ken and Lindsay here. We'll see you guys next time.